Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're joining you once more here at the VHEL for the week number 2 of the Fortnite squad seasons. My name is Cherry J, joined by Kenzo SSW on the desk as we're heading straight on into the action.
Yeah, heading all straight into the action. We got a whole lot of things going on. There's a knockdown. Sonic King already knocked down. Quixie eyeing from top of a cliff, maybe, but he's gonna get his shield completely rocking on that 98 health. This again, and he's gonna chill by the campfire, pop that mini shield. Well, we saw it last week. We saw a lot of teams get their footing in week 1. I think here in week 2, we might see a little bit different as quickly once again is gonna get shot. Once again, oh, he is gonna get knocked down. Very unfortunate, but he's gonna chill right by that campfire. I think that is a smart strategy from him.
Great work coming on in as they are able to regain that health, ticking it right back up. We'll see what they can end up finding with it. But right now, that res needs to come in sooner rather than later, or else that campfire will get extinguished, and you really don't want that. We do get straight on into the action. These two individuals, hopefully they'll be able to find the res as they've got teammates going downhill very, very fast. The winner group will drop, as now it does seem as if we have a little bit of lag coming in. Kenshi Rose gonna be on the high ground, looking to drop down. And we're just going to be seeing them kind of triggering a little bit of an offensive. Hopefully, they'll be able to find something as they do take possessions of the fields. And now we move on over, right? We go down towards the Riptides, as there's TT Timmy says. Hopefully, they'll be able to find something at low HP. As we move over, it is over to G1, who's in a pretty good spot, right? They don't have the best arsenal, as the HP is there, but the ammo certainly is not.
Yeah, HP is a bit high for them, but not in the ammo department. And this is the early games of the match. Lots of teams kind of go for the quick eliminations. Players and teams just dropping like flies. And as soon as we know the game kind of gets on it, and there is excuse me. That was on my end. I had the Twitch chat open, but it's a little bit of a just kind of stalemate, I want to say. And staying over there, got a couple eliminations so far. And here's Snake, and we saw Snake last time. Him and his squad play very well. They had the high ground. That's their go-to strategy, is get the high ground pretty early, kind of scope out and take teams apart left and right.
Certainly looking good, but I have 30 PR. Holding nicely. This has been a player as well as Snake, who's really been able to prove themselves within the duos tournament and in the squads in the ESC qualifier. They certainly were looking nice as well. Now that we move over to the squads K-mode, we'll see what they can find here in the VHEL, as they were unable to find victories, as they had a really tough time getting past some of Bono and Ferenz. So there was a massive skill disparity between Bono and their teammate, as well as the rest of the lobby within the duos tournament. This time, it'll go towards I have 30 PR, sniping them down, rifle in hand, collecting the kill.
Yeah, they're rocking that Enforcer AR. Not the best AR in some players' hands, but you can make work as they chop away, looking to get some firewood, some building materials. And for that late game stretch, this is probably the best time to nab a bit of material, so you can go to those higher places and kind of get that edge that they really needed. And speaking of I have 30 PR, him and his buddies have played very well. Good. They might be the favorite team coming in here into week 2. You don't know for that certain, but it could be the stretch, as they could get picked up. They are asking for a bit of ammo, and this is probably the best chance to get.
Certainly is, as the zone will pull forward. It's going towards the northwest side of the map. Hopefully these teams will be able to find their way on over there. It's going to be a big difficulty going to be able to get through some of the ways the landscape has shown. Not a lot of water excluding towards the top side of the map, but as we do see a bit of a grassy start towards the center, that will likely be where some of the zone will lay in wake. But as we go over plain field, we saw a similar position in the duos as well on Monday, where there was a player just really camping over there. But there's going to be another individual in the same position. but as the HP drops, as the storm comes in, they're gonna have to reposition. Stays alive, 1 HP. All VH Plainfield will have, but they get instantly marked down. The shotgun to the face drops him down. The lead connects into the head.
Yeah, right there. Rocking on 1 HP. VH Plainfield, he had a bit of just the last gaps. He just needed to, I think, get out of there. But that player just tracked him down like a hawk. Was not going to allow him to get anything and simply eliminate. Meanwhile, Snake, I have 30 PR, and Fizz already in this. And this is what I was talking about. Having been at the high ground, taking advantage of their opponent's weakness. As I have 30 PR is going to be in that box area, going to try to get a couple shots, takes down the wall, but he himself loses about a couple of health, but he is rocking on 15 HP, but he has the health to basically get him back up. This is a bit strategy, as Fizz going to be knocked down for a bit, down to Snake, and I have 30 PR. Don't know where Xavier is. He might be on that bottom area, as Snake just tries to put himself back up into the higher ground. Looking to res his teammate. Yes, he will, but he does take a bit of damage and boxes himself and his teammate in.
Able to turtle, looking well. The medkit will go online as I have 30 PR. Able to get back up to the good HP one looks for. The shield pots go over. All 4 players able to group up, as now the shield pot will be redistributed. Looking to try and get some good positioning for everyone involved in the play, as it is going to be each and every one of them trying to play on the low ground. Lots of players hurdled around. Snake's going to take a wee bit of damage, as now they drop down, looking to get good, but it's Fizz having to reload the shotgun now as they take a bit of damage. Will have to place the wall in order to keep the forces alive, but it still is really rough. That shield potion might just have to be utilized.
Yeah, I think that shield potion is going to have to be pop pseudo related. If you're Fizz in this scenario, you could just see I have 30 PR and also Snake. They don't have shields enough to kind of tank those shots. And you know what I'm talking about, the higher the rarity of your gun, the more damage you are willing to take. And that could be, and that could just spell disaster for them, as they're crowding around this last bit of area already in the third storm clock at 15 seconds. You could just see Snake popping two mini pots there. And Xavier, he's going to kind of wait just back with me. He's requesting a bit of ammo. He sent it over to Snake. That is also good. And this team has been very much the favorite. Like I said before, they're their heavy favorite and they have a lot of targets on their back. And I think that they could be the favorite to win this if they do manage to just kind of stick together and listen to each other. Head over, just towards the map. A lot of people over at Lethal Labs, as Rivdog is pretty much going to kind of deal some damage, get her chip away at the wall. They're shooting, got a couple shots going. Can they back out of there? Yes, they will. That was almost a gritty play from them. That could have spelled disaster. There's a kill from Rivdog. He is rocking 2 on the day.
Able to go for more. Rivdog entering the fray, jumping straight on in. The wood will be broken as it's everyone down. That's 2 players offline, and the kills will convert. This is who we're looking towards, right? Modi having a strong game number 1 on Monday, as they were able to put up a decent performance. Now entering with a new team. We'll see what they can end up finding, but it is certainly not looking good for some of these other players in Lethal Labs. A lot of opting out, right? We do see these green players on the bottom right able to go for the loot drop, as they're able to get it. We were actually discussing this before the stream, saying, yeah, did you know that loot drop contains better loot? Making a little bit of a joke out of some of the ideas that this game does possess when it comes to the weird little quotes it gives you of safety tips and whatnot. But Master Groge able to put up some good damage, cracking the shield, dropping the HP, looking for the elimination. Unable to commit it just yet, as they are going to be able to keep themselves healthy. Trying to rotate out. The damage done. Master Groge taking a hefty load.
Yeah, he tried to shoot back, but unfortunately he's got that pot in his haze just so he can kind of work his way up back to maybe around 50 to 70 shield. He does have health to try to get a shot, but he's going to take more damage. They do box up, however, and Master Grogue is going to back off just for a little bit. Heading over to Rivdog. Rivdog trying to knock down that piece of the tower. They do have the case. That is actually pretty good to kind of deal with a bit of fall damage. However, they do expose themselves just a little bit. Has 31, gets to 21 white. You can see that player boxing himself immediately, trying to evade all of Red Dog's shots. He does so successfully, And Rip Dog may gonna rotate, kind of go to a bit of higher ground to gain a bit of a better altitude for a shot. I think this could be a good idea for him. And oh, there's a critical 38, trying to take as much health as he can. Can he get the... Ooh, he can't get the damage, can't get the kill, but he does send out his presence by getting a couple hits in.
Looking nice, the knockdown, the winner group drops as they look for more. Rivdog gonna be the one entering the damage. But as of now, they are gonna still have to rotate in towards zone. Not in a great position by any means. They're still fishing out shots. The damage dealt. 60 seen. Looking for more, but we do see the HP there. Broomfield offline. Now Skit's in a rough spot. The HP down. The shield down as well. Gonna need to keep applying that pressure. But it is still gonna be VH Brownfield offline in the dust. Skits as well. Gonna be knocked to the floor. That's a double kill from Rivdog.
Rivdog obviously getting the double kill. That's obviously what you need in that scenario. And now Rivdog's gonna rotate out, and this is probably good as you need because that storm is closing up, and this is the area of the game where the storm kind of takes more and more of your health. Early on, you don't really see that often for the storm, but as the game progresses, it gets more and more closer. And a lot of times you be thinking, I have a bit of time I can hang out before the storm closes, and as soon as you know it, that storm is right on your tail, and there is Fizz with a shotgun blast, is gonna get that elimination. Fizz with 3, he's looking to get 4, takes off a bit of 80% of that health, I believe, not 80% of the shield, and now they're going to be pressured by Rudog, I think. Oh, there's Master Growl going to fly through the air with that wingsuit. That wingsuit can usually spell victory or disaster. It's a bit of a risk play because you are kind of putting yourself in a bit of a vulnerable state. And there goes Raptor, and Fizz is going to get 3. He's not going to get that 4, or maybe he will. He might try to go for that pressure, or he's going to back off and regroup with his team just for the moment. As he gains a bit of material, Fizz rotating out, looks for more, a bit at the high ground, looks to get more material. Notice he is running a bit low on that metal, but this will not deteriorate him. He's going to go with his teammate with the wingsuit. They're going to get more high ground. As I said before, Snake and his team really likes to have the high ground. That's how they won a past couple of their matchup, is by having the high ground and catching players from atop of their fortress.
So looking good as we do see Snake, Xavier, I have 30 PR, and Fizz all in a strong position. 9 out of 20 teams do remain. 26 individuals still on the board. Still a lot of contention between everyone, but as you said, these teams are looking to make this all go their way. Frags drops the HP, looking to make something happen. But unfortunately, no beans will be found. No cigars. This is going to be the chest found. Launchpad is there, but they won't opt in for it. Instead, they're looking to siege, utilizing the wood. As they're able to find a decent bit of damage. I have 30 PR. Healing up 7 HP will be gained. Now they just go for some extra wood to be found.
Yeah, they're looking to go for the extra wood. I think that's a good idea. You can just see there is a team who is just chilling. Oh, there's Frags. Takes a shot to the face. There's Red Ace. He is knocked down for a bit. It's down to late to the party and Frags. Can they clutch up in this moment? They can. They do have a bit of material to work with. And just the next time they save themselves, late to the party, already on 12, but he's going to get knocked down. But there is Frags looking to rev his teammate. They're also going to rev late to the party. That could have spelled disaster for that team, but they just get out in the nick of time. However, they're very close to the storm. They need to get out. They are just hanging on by a thread. They need to get out. I love Guaris. He's kind of knocking down a bit of that fortress. He does get a knockdown from Red Ace. And looking to get another one. He's looking to just chip away at the floor to get a bit of fall damage. Also a great idea. You can just see this is spelling a lot of... This is pretty much the clutch one that they need to. He does get that 21 blue, looking to chip away at the more health. Trying to get Red Ace. He knocks down Red Ace yet again. And he's sticking back, but Guerrero is also going to get pressure from I have 30 PR. I have 30 PR looks to main bit of the pressure. Gross is going to try hang around behind a tree and pop that mini kit. Lots of action that we're seeing in this final minute down to these 6 teams.
As the HP gets dropped down, we will be seeing the opportunity to drop in the wingsuit, possibly get the follow-up. There's so many players opting in closer. We do get a lot of material still for Dead XX Soul. Could possibly be able to make something, but as they are playing a 3v4, I love Guru's down.
Yeah, Cruz is down for a bit, and he's eliminated, so it's down to Dead Soul and Chip. No, now to 2v4. It's possible to do it if they have the communication and the materials to do it, but they're going to have to pretty much work their butts off if they can. Dead Soul has 5 eliminations, so he is pretty much a target. As you could just see, that Storm is circling in, closing faster. Lots of teams pushing the rotations, pushing forward to that final circle. As that circle is going to get moved there, it's now inside the Storm. A lot of these teams are just praying that they can catch each other off guard. That's so eyeing his opponent just a little bit. His Fortress is taking a bit of a damage from a teammate, but he's going to get a nice shot. Takes away a bit of his own shell, but he's going to get eliminated. I have 30 PR. He rocking with 8 elimination. He and his team want those points. They want to head to Orlando.
And unfortunately, not to be the bearer of bad news, but this is something else. This doesn't give them Orlando. That's all the cool stuff. This one's just a boring one, unfortunately. I say boring as if this isn't something that is very important to these players. These individuals, they're looking to make this happen, and they're gonna look to try and do it here and now. Fizz gonna be pushing up 30 HP, 50 shield, looking to really drop in the damage. But as of now, they are going to be the ones at a crucial spot. Right placement's going to be a big thing for them as 30 HP, no medkits in sight. Certainly going to be rough, but now they are going to be gaining so many placement points as only 4 squads remain.
Down to the final 4, down to 15 players. They are looking for placement points. This could be good for them, could place them very well high. But this is, yeah, like you said, Fizz, he doesn't have any medkits, but that shield might carry him if he plays his cards right and he plays it careful. You can see he's hiding behind the wall. Also, good strategy. That Storm closes in fast. Storm streaking about 20 seconds now. This is really a kind of a, what can I do in this moment to kind of distance myself? A Wingsuit is going to distance himself just a bit in the nick of time. Gonna chill out on that high porch, looking at the map. That circle is clearly closing in on them. That Storm is all the way over as Jax looks to fly himself, gonna fly himself into the Storm. He has the Chug Jug and the Pod, so he can take a bit of damage of the Storm. How much can he take is going to be the question, as Angel Vibes takes a bit of damage down to 42 shield over to G1 was 27. Angel Vibes is gonna get it, but he gets carried by his teammate, but they're gonna get they're gonna get double killed, and that might spell disaster for them.
This is what I love about this league, right? You see people playing in the squads tournaments, the duos tournaments. It's the same players, just in different teams, different formations. Got to give credit where credit is due. As you look towards Icy Tortoise, Jax, they're able to make stuff work even when they're playing in a 3v4. It's still looking good, but no, Icy Tortoise getting blocked out by their teammate. Unfortunate to say the least, but they are going to be able to path right towards a med kit, so that'll give them a bit of healthy. Oh, never mind. The zone will thrust itself the other way. Oh, bit of a contest now to be found. Jack's gonna be hit with the cone. There's no possibilities. 120 seen, but it won't matter. Free Smiley Dealer gonna be sent into the oppositions. They go towards the Lion's Nest as now the res will be seen. VixieCon gets the res, but it is Jax who's needing to be in a good spot. Needs to get some pressure relief as they have 500 metal, but it'll all be relinquished.
This is what I was talking about. I have 30 PR in his team, obviously running the show. They want those placement points. They have been doing it for the past number of weeks, and each time we have seen them, they've gotten better and better. Down to the final 2 teams, down to 5 people. It's Snake looking over the top, over the Reezy. Reezy's in trouble, but he's gonna get 2v1. It's not in his favor. Snake gonna rotate out, gonna get inside the Storm. He's gonna get out of there, but it's not going to matter. Snake and his team take the first game.
We saw Reze and Snake in the ESC qualifier putting up some decent performances against each other, having a bit of a rivalry. This time it'll be Snake, I have 30 PR, Xavier _ Zulu King, and Fizz, all putting up phenomenal performances with a combined 21 kills throughout each of the players. I have 30 PR putting up a masterclass performance, to say the least, dropping a 10-kill game in game number 1. We have another drop coming, but ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back right for that in just a little bit. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're joining you once more. Game number 2 right here, right now as we head on in. The Fortnite Island awaits as the battle bus does dissipate. We get straight on in and we're dropping right on in. As we go, Cartman Land is the location, the hot drop. Lots of teams here and lots of blood about to spill.
Yeah, lots of blood, lots of teams dropping in. We see this numerous times throughout the thing. Last week we saw a lot of teams head towards that cliffside area, the snow area of the map. Seems to be a big drop spot for a lot of these teams, but also where you see a lot of eliminations happen. So it could be a very quick game if these teams do get, and we're seeing players drop by 5 where we're at 75, we're down to 71, over to 70 as we head over to Flucklington. Flucklington, bit of rotating out, looks to try to get a couple of shots. It's going to get Fizz, takes his health away, and this is the early quick pace game of the match. Flucklington already rocking that 30. He's going to knock down I Have 30 PR as the defending winners of game 1 seem to be on the edge here in game 2.
Certainly not looking good as Reze is down. Coming second place in the last match. We will be seeing them already off to a pretty rough start. As I have 30 PR and Xavier going on, looking to try and get something done. Spotted out, looking to secure the kill, but Viper unable to deliver it. As 2 of the strongest teams within this tournament already clashing at such an early point. It's now a 3v4. We'll see who's able to find success.
Yeah, early finds it says like you said the last game, there might be a bit of a rivalry between these 2 teams, and I think we might just see it as Eagle Drill already gonna box himself in, looks to get out of that, maybe chase down I Have 30 PR. But he's gonna knock him down, but Eagle Drill also going to take a bit of damage, already at 52 health. He does have a med kit, but he doesn't have shield. Looking to kill a bit, and there goes I Have 30 PR, and down goes 2 of the defending winners from game 1. Eagle Dill already looking to make their statement claim in this game 2. They're already trying to put a bit of pressure, look to take out the champs. I think their strategy might be, if we take out these guys, then this game might go our way. In game 2, Eagle Dill looks to slide down a bit, maybe chase after a player. This could be spelling a disaster for him if it does not pay off in his favor.
Definitely looking rough, but we will just have to wait and see. Currently, though, we do just kind of get on in. Everybody actually in a pretty good spot, healthy, will be the name of the game, as we are just going to be getting a bit of engagement. Obviously, the zone once more going to be climbing towards the north side of the map. And we'll have to wait and see what does end up happening, right? Lots of these teams are going to have to start making their rotations, making their changes. Whether or not they are going to be able to do that, that will be the question. As VH New Braun Fells in a very bad situation. Optimus, Poro Jr. both taken down. Now it is all up to their shotgun to take the head off the player jumping into the store. Who'll be the one to really meet their maker? That'll be the question.
Yeah, it might be the question, as he's gonna maybe camp that door. It's down to himself, and that's a very fortunate situation, very unfortunate situation in that scenario. You kind of don't want to see that. And this is the thing, when these games first start, it's always hot action, teams and players dropping like flies. But as the game progresses, you start to see a bit of it slow down as FNM 1630 looks to try and chase after. He's got the dual Uzis trying to land, but he can't land a single shot. Shadow Shark is able just to get in the nick of time as FNM is going to get a couple ammo to restock himself. Has the mini pot, has also the wingsuit as well. Try to pop himself at least to around 50 to just get himself, as Skizzy is going to be eliminated. It's down to VH Broomfield and FMM, and the winner, and FMM is going to be taking damage, retreats in the trailer. Not a lot of protection for him, but he does get out in the nick of time. The winner also taking a bit of damage from in his shield. Gonna pop the wingsuit. Can he get out of there? He's taking a bit of damage, down to 33 health, but just escapes in the nick of time. Or the VH Broomfield for a moment. And this is, oh, whew, that was spelling disaster for that team. They just got out in the nick of time as we head over to our Aiders. Our Aiders is, gonna pop winner group, and he's gonna take them out. Now it looks to be on FMM's own a player. Can he clutch it up? He's gonna have to play a lot in order to win.
Certainly is going to require a lot of effort, a lot of force needs to be put into this matchup, because it really is going to be difficult if they want to be able to secure the victory with still having this HP down. I mean, realistically, you're going to be imagining that it is going to be a massive undertaking, but we'll just have to wait and see, as there's still going to be a lot of teams left, a lot of strong individuals remaining on the roster, right? You look towards Funklington, Ego Dill, Reze, and Viper. Those have been 4 players that you do tend to kind of consider some of the real powerhouses. But whether or not they are going to be able to make that magic happen, we'll have to wait and see, as it does seem as if there is going to be a bit of an engagement, as there's a lot of players looming overhead, as there's a couple individuals lower, as they are going to be spotted out. Shots do come in. Trying to make the connection. Viper's going to be cracked, but unfortunately not able to be secured.
He can't land no shots, but however, DTR down to 23 health, trying to maneuver, but he is not going to get it. Rize just automatically putting it into bed. There goes commentators, and there is a squad wipe from Funklington. Oh my goodness. He's rocking with 5 kills. What a play from Funklington. Able to just squad wipe them easily. Like it was nothing.
Let's just go to show the dominance that is currently being displayed. We do look towards Funklington as a real playmaker for the rest of the team to rally behind. Finding the 2 kills, as well as in that engagement, as well as the 3 that they have discovered in the rest of the game, showing 5 overall. Definitely a real individual that we will be looking towards as a playmaker to discover a massive victory. As now there is going to be a launch pad procured, placed on in. Seems like the rest of the team will look to rotate with it. See what they are ending up able to find. Ego Dill pushing out aggressively. Now we move on over, though. Bit of an engagement, possibly spotted over towards the sandy strip. Lots of players still on over here, despite the fact that the zone does end up closing in very, very soon.
Yeah, Storm is just kind of circling in, closing in a bit. As Alley Cat, they seem to be to get 1 or 2 eliminations in this minute and 30 into the Storm. As it is closing, it seems to be like this might spend the of that team. Yes, it will. FNM is down to 14 teams to 44 players. This is really fitting out. You're seeing lots of the powerhouse teams making their mark, and lots of the teams who don't make it far start to wear out and start to get eliminated quickly, as the winner group is going to get eliminated. Our Raiders is making his presence very known in the game.
Done. Still standing within. Going to be able to try and make something happen, perhaps, as we are just going to be able to keep on looming overhead. Right now, though, so many players entering in this southwest side. Obviously, you look towards Jason, Raiders, all of them over there. Going to be the team that is kind of starting to collapse on in. Easy rotations, however, from West Hill, Stride, and Sutan, who's all been pushed up super aggressive ever since making to the zone, as they want to go for central control. Prick's phenomenal utility. Look at all this heals available to him. Going to keep him really healthy. The mobility not really there, but oh man, Timmy says, dropping him out of the sky, shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah, this is why I said that wingsuit is a risk versus reward. Sometimes you can get away with it, and sometimes you can't. That time you really couldn't. Timmy says just plucked him right out of the sky. And this is the team that we haven't seen much of. We haven't heard making waves a bit. It's mainly been Snake and his team, and it's certainly Funklington now and his team. They are pretty much the dominant powerhouses as we've seen so far. Again, to 14 teams we go, down to 40 players. Eagle Dill might have gotten a knockdown to Jay Zen, and this is starting to weed out. Start teams kind of making their presence, kind of weeding things out, see what they can, and stocking up on health and ammo. As the team he says over to G1, he's got a bit of ammo with him. He's got health, got the wings, so he's looking pretty comfortable right now. Maybe thinking about I could pressure, but I kind of want to wait things out and see how things go. If I'm him in this case, I would rather wait things out and wait for these teams just to pick each other one by one. Speaking of Eagle Dill, oh man, he might have just made his presence known. He got a couple kills down as it goes down to 13 teams.
We are seeing the team starting to dwindle. Kenshi Rose still going to be up and at him. And so as well, gonna keep the heal pots moving. A couple players who do still need to gather support on their shields. See him just trying to throw him over. Right now, though, they go on in. As we are going to be seeing 12 teams, all that remains certainly a little bit less teams that have been able to make their way on through rather than last game. So we were able to see 9 coming into the final zones or so. This time, however, that certainly will be a lower amount.
Yeah, bit of a lower amount as we see Kenshi Rose trying to engage with a couple of, but he's gonna make a payback, but he is going to trade off with the player. It does pay off. He does get the kill, but not with a couple of scars of his own. His team is right there ready to res him. Very risky reward for Kenshi Rose. It does pay off in his favor. He does get the res. He does pack up, and he's going to heal up with that med kit. Heading over to Raptor. They already have someone down. Nighttime Day. Speaking of Raptor, Raptor's going to get knocked down himself. Rivdog also in pressure, down to 32 health. He's going to box himself in just for the moment, kind of let himself get a breather for a moment, but it's not going to matter as Moti. Ooh, speaking of him, heading over to Moti, Rivdog. Oh, that was not in his favor. But speaking of, Funklington with 10 kills, he is making his presence known. His team might be the heavy favorite to win this match, but they still have other teams looking to chip them away, down to 11 teams. Over to Jax. Jax is going to fly through the air with that wingsuit, maybe regroup with his team a bit. His team certainly has made their presence known. Icy Tortoise with 8 eliminations, but he's going to get shot up down to 80 shield. He's somehow evading all those shots with those great wingsuit skills. I got to give him credit where credit is due. My goodness, those were some superior wingsuit skills, if I had to say so myself.
The zone pulls east side. Gonna have to have a lot of teams opting over there. Black with Coffee, Iceland, Able to Matter Gaming, all having decent rotations, but you look towards the Sobi and friends. They're all on this mountain. The way this landscape does shape out. Funklington, however, drops the HP. They look to keep the pressure. Riker Viper down. As now they got to play without in them in the 3v4. And it is going to be Reze dropping a little bit of HP of their own, needing to keep the pressure up, forcing the heals to not be expended. As they get a decent shot off, Ego Dill going to look for the follow-up. The brick does get replaced with the metal. The third party comes in, and off the third party, they collapse. Reze dropping, but it will still be Ego Dill trying to make something happen. Icy Tortoise looks for the re-engage, won't be able to make anything. And it will just be Ego Dill taking advantage.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Funklington and his team, when they eliminated I Have 30 PR and his team, they've kind of shifted the power balance, kind of shifted the dynamic in game 2. And I think that is spelling a lot of disastrous tricks. He immediately gets shot at, gonna border himself, gonna pop that. Maybe the shield, his health is tricking away as the storm flowing in. He's down to 39 health. Not what he expected, but he does get out with the wingsuit, kind of heading up towards that hill. Maybe box himself just a little bit. He's rocking on 39 health as we head over to G1. G1 kind of doing himself a bit of a favor, but able to box himself and his team in as we head down to 9 teams, the final 9 teams in game 2. And right now, the target seems to be Funklington as G1 gonna peek out just for a moment, maybe hoping to spot someone. He doesn't spot anyone. However, he's gonna shoot Ego Dill for a bit, maybe go for a bit. No, but he's going to just get paid off down to 16 shield, able to reboot himself as he's now rocking 50 shield. Him and his team gonna back off just for a minute. Thought about going for the shot, but realized he does not want to be too greedy and backed off.
Riker Viper no longer alive, but it is still Ego Dill. Funklington taking this game for a ride. as they're certainly the favorites coming on into the matchup, as they were able to take out the former champions of game number 1. Early on within the matchup, getting taken offline will certainly be detrimental. However, the points that they did pick up in game number 1 should be enough to carry them forward. Be happy with the placement that they did receive. Overall, though, there is the zone, mixing it down to western in the southern region. Trident will fall. The HP drops. Funklington finishes off the kill, as that's 13 for Ego Dill, 11 for Funklington. Reze at 2. Phenomenal work of 25 kills between the 3 individuals.
Yeah, and this goes to show you how good their team is, what teamwork applies. As Ego Dill wants to play the pressure, all the 2v1, not going to pay around. That might have spelled disaster, as Reze is going to just say, you know what, you're already down. Not going to be too greedy, as Ego Dill surveys his field. Looking at a couple of shots. He takes off a couple of his, gets 23 blue over to Beefsteak, I want to say that. Maybe the name, I could be wrong on there. Apologies if I got the name wrong. As Ego Dill's kind of survey his field with the high ground. We see that a lot in these weeks. A lot of teams like to go for the high ground, kind of survey their field and pick each other off one by one. However, that does leave them vulnerable, as someone could easily shoot off the lower parts of their tower and basically get that fall damage kill.
As B and Timmy all trapped in the low ground, needing to get on up, but it will be difficult. Trix is gonna fall, looking to take down Seemly Hair, but as Timmy says, going for a very unfortunate play, and they'll be dropping down. Oh no, you said teamwork, I said ego, as Ego Dill still at 13. Funklington brings a bit of ego of their own, picks up another one. And there will be the kill confirmed by the looks of it. Timmy trying to get into the box. Unfortunately, won't happen. Rolling in, rolling out. There's another to drop. Not good whatsoever, as the wingsuit tries to give them a flank route. Won't happen.
Not gonna happen for them. Ego Dill and his team have just played so well in this game too. Obviously, they've learned from their mistakes. They wanted to get that. There's another kill from Reze. He is rocking with 5. Almost a record elimination if we are following records between these 3 players. These players have communicated so well. Just know what they need to do. When to pressure, when to back off. And speaking of a bit of pressure, Reezy, he might have something as he drops down. Looks a bit of the carry. Looks to see maybe have something there. No, he sees there's someone down there, but he's not going to take off with that. So he's gonna box that team in. That's a smart idea. See if it does pay off. Reezy thinking a bit more than IQ play, thinking 300 steps ahead of his opponents.
This is going to be final fight territory. 2 teams remain. It is a 3v2, but they're trapped out of zone. Reze tries to apply the pressure. Still in zone. It's ticking. It's damaging. VHEL G1 down. Funklington as well, looking to take the medkit to the next level, but the HP looking to falter, looking to fall, needing to get out, but it won't happen just yet. But Beaskeet as well, going to drop, and it's Dig Reze outside of zone. They take down the former champions, be the champions of game number 2. And that was phenomenal work from them. A combined 38 kills, really putting forth the hammer.
Yeah, really putting forth the hammer. I gotta give credit to Funklington and his team. Once they eliminated the former champions of Game 1, the tide immediately shifted to them, because now I realize, oh, we took out these guys? Okay, now let's see what we can do. And I said this was going to be possibly an interesting game too, but in this case, I think Funklington and them, they played tremendously well. They honestly made their presence known. 38 kills between all 4 of these players. That says a lot for placement value for this team.
Really does just go to show the dominance that they displayed. Give them credit where credit is due, because it certainly was phenomenal work coming in this game. Really good stuff for everyone involved. We'll see whether or not they will be able to keep the same level of dominance up going forth in future weeks of the VHEL. But as we are concluding the halfway point in the spring season, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to our phenomenal producer, Edge. And make sure to tune in tomorrow, as there will be some more Valorant action right on ahead. But ladies and gentlemen, that is it from us here tonight. Thank you all so much for sticking around. Thank you for watching the second game of Fortnite Battle Royale. See you next time. Peace out.